step back in time to the bustling heart of Victorian London, Kensington. The year is 1885, and this affluent borough is a tapestry of grand architecture, burgeoning innovation, and a society on the cusp of significant change. What was life truly like amidst these elegant streets, away from the glittering ballrooms and into the everyday existence of its people? Kensington in the 1880s was defined by its distinctive architectural grandeur. Terraces of red brick and stuccoed mansions lined avenues, each home a testament to Victorian prosperity and taste. But beyond the facades, what stories did these streets hold? The air itself was a blend of coal smoke, horse manure, and the faint scent of baking bread from local establishments. It was a sensory experience, a daily spectacle of sound and sight. Was a society of distinct classes, where the daily routines of the gentry, the burgeoning middle class, and the working population intersected on these very pavements. From the elegant ladies heading to the parks to the industrious servants going about their errands, Kensington was a microcosm of Victorian social life. The rhythmic clip-clop of horses, the distant chimes of Big Ben, and the murmur of conversation formed the soundtrack to their commutes.
Such a splendid afternoon for a stroll in the park, my dear.
Indeed, the air is remarkably fresh
Beyond
today.
the visual splendor, Kensington was a symphony of sounds and smells. The clatter of horse hooves on cobblestones, the ringing bells of street vendors, the distant whistle of a steam train, and the occasional barking dog. The air, though sometimes heavy with industry, also carried the aroma of fresh flowers from market stalls, roasting chestnuts in winter, and the ever-present scent of coal fires burning warmly in countless hearths. As the morning mist cleared, Kensington High Street transformed into a theatre of commerce. Here, the Victorian obsession with presentation was on full display. Elegant shop windows showcased the finest silks from the East, intricate clocks from Geneva, and the latest Parisian fashions. But for the average resident, the local markets were the true pulse of the neighborhood, where haggling over fresh produce was a daily ritual, and the air was thick with the calls of costermongers.
It is precisely 2:30.
Already? I had no idea it was so late.
Yes, we should conclude our discussion.
Behind the heavy mahogany doors of Kensington's mansions lived two worlds in one house. Upstairs, the families enjoyed the comforts of gaslit parlors, surrounded by velvet upholstery and curiosities from across the British Empire. Downstairs, in the shadowed kitchens and sculleries, a small army of servants worked tirelessly. For a house in Kensington, the below-stairs staff was the invisible engine that kept the Victorian dream running, polishing silver by candlelight long before the sun rose. The 1880s was a decade of transition. In Kensington, the old world met the new. While most streets were still bathed in the warm, flickering yellow of gaslight, the first whispers of electricity were beginning to spark. It was also the era of the safety bicycle, a contraption that gave people a new sense of freedom. Even the telegraph was changing how the residents of this borough connected with the wider world, turning the slow pace of the past into the frantic pulse of the modern age.
Hold the line, steady now. You there, take the diversion to the right.
Heave, lads, heave!
As the sun dipped below the horizon, Kensington underwent a magical transformation. The golden glow of gas lamps flickered to life, casting long, dancing shadows against the brick facades. This was the hour of the high society. Carriages rattled toward the Royal Albert Hall or private soirees, their lamps cutting through the frequent London fog. For the elite, the night was just beginning, a whirlwind of opera, fine dining, and intellectual debate. But the night didn't belong solely to the rich. In the narrower lanes and back streets, the local public houses were the centers of gravity for the working class. Inside, the air was thick with tobacco smoke and the smell of ale. It was a place to escape the cramped quarters of servant life, to sing popular music hall songs, and to share news of the day. Outside, the night watchman made his rounds, his lantern a solitary star in the dark Kensington alleys. The 1880s in Kensington was a decade of profound contrast, a bridge between the rigid traditions of the past and the thundering approach of the 20th century. By 1890, the sounds of horse hooves would slowly begin to fade, replaced by the hum of the first motor engines. Yet, as we walk through Kensington today, the echoes of the 1880s remain in the red brick terraces and the grand avenues. It was a time of elegance, industry, and a uniquely British spirit that defined an empire.